Welcome to week 4, ladies. We are so happy to be back with you. And I want to talk a little bit today and this week about salvation, because this is John chapter 3. We see Nicodemus this week and some really good questions that he has. But wanted to share with you briefly what we're finding here at church as women are going through it at our church. And that is, some women are realizing that maybe they have believed in Jesus, but haven't really received him as Savior of their lives. So wanted to talk about this idea of being born again, right?
Yeah, and I mean, John 3 is rich with this theme. Like, you can't get away from it. And just looking at today's reading in chapter 3, verses 1 through 8, one thing that we observed is that the word born appears 8 times. 8 times in 8 verses. That's a lot.
That's a lot. And so we know that's an important message that John has for us today.
So walk us through, Carmen, the observe, interpret, apply of born.
Right. I think we already observed, okay, it's a repeated word. It's here 8 times. And then we want to go and interpret that. I was sharing with Ashrita that I looked it up in a Bible dictionary, and this born really means to be fathered, which surprised me. Yes. Because we see Nicodemus's question is what my question would be too. Well, can a person go back into their mother's womb? Of course not. But this the definition points to a spiritual birth.
And we see this in John 1, which, that prologue sets up the themes that we're going to see throughout the gospel. And one of the cross references is John 1, 12 through 13. To all who did believe, he gave them the right to become children of God, who were born of God, not of flesh, not of the will of man, but of God.
That's right. I love that. And so we just wanted to talk about that briefly because, like I said, we have women here at the church who realize, you know what, I've believed in Jesus a good chunk of my life. I believe that he is the Christ, the Son of God, but then haven't taken the next step to really receive him as Savior.
Yeah, so we'll be talking more about that this week. But in the comments, we want to hear, how does this theme of born again stood out to you in the text, and how does that apply to your life? Let us know in the comments.